Jake's POV. We waited, the two of us, Luric and myself, for Vindicta and her child to arrive. Luric had apparently sent word for them to be brought to us. We were in Luric's family home, a tall and round sphere built near the base of the castle tree, made of white moulded stones, exposed roots of the tree, and decorated with very strange but incredibly detailed statues of different Nume. Apparently only the family's head lived here full-time, and the others lived in their own territory to manage it on his behalf. But he was away for now, and we were given space to use it as needed for Von Pack's reunion. He hadn't arrived yet, and was cleaning up before seeing them for the first time in a while. On arrival, some Nume, who Luric later explained were servants of his house, greeted us. Well, Luric and Von Pack. They did not acknowledge me until one of them asked if I needed to be cleaned and fed in the stables. "This is Sentinel, a familiar to Lady Suma, a guest of Queen Ompera, and a member of Her Majesty's Armed Forces," Von Pack said. "He is also, however, an intelligent being capable of washing himself, I assume." That last part he said quietly and glanced at me as I got off chariot. "I am," I said, and the three servants' heads nearly snapped off their bodies, turning to look for who'd spoken. "They meant no offence, Von Pack, and he is quite capable of cleaning himself and often insists on privacy while doing so," Luric said. "Yeah, that's totally normal in my world," I said, and sent Chariot away. "I'm sure it is. Nevertheless," he turned back to the servants, "have Lady Vindicta and her child brought to guest room 4. Von Pack has returned safe and unharmed." "At once, my lord. They will be delighted." The servant he was speaking to, a younger Nume, bowed slightly and flew over the house and out of sight behind it. "You two, have refreshments brought to the room as well. Enough for 10, Luric ordered. 10, my lord?" one asked, looking to the distant sky and behind me. 3 helpings for Von Pack's family, 1 for myself and 6 for Sentinel. I am not hungry, I just ate before we arrived. Which is why I only asked them for 6 helpings. I have seen you eat enough for 10 Nume in 1 meal. "It is considered rude for nobles to not feed their guests, Sheikh," Von Pack said. "No guest of the Von Pack home has ever left hungry." "Nor the Isbala home. Have the refreshments brought at once." "Yes, my lord," the servants both said and flew away. This time they opened a hole in the round building and flew inside. "Follow me, I shall take you to the washing area, Von Pack. Sentinel, I'll take you to the room directly." "The washing area?" Von Pack asked, then examined his feathers and claws. "Well, I suppose I could use a good preening." "The servants will take good care of you. Join us when you are ready. They will show you the way," Luric said. A short while later, Vindicta arrived, but Von Pack was still cleaning up, and I was in the room with Luric. She flew in, carrying a small cloth, and tied at the top and hanging down in the centre in her claws. "Jake!" Vindicta called out, surprised. "Vindicta," I said, excited to see her again. "Is that really you?" she asked, landing beside us on a post, but keeping the cloth safely off the ground and from hitting the side. "What are you doing here? Where is Von Pack?" "He's cleaning up. I was part of the team that got him home with Luric and Suma," I said. "Is she here as well?" she asked. "Lady Suma had a meeting with Queen Ompera," Luric said. "With the Queen?" Vindicta asked, surprised. "Vindicta, how have you been?" I asked. "I have been well, Jake. My baby hatched recently, and is growing so quickly. She has so much mana, too." "I'd say you're glowing, but you always are, so—" "She? It's a girl?" Halfway through a joke, I realized what she said. "Yes, I cannot wait for Von Pack to meet her. They will be part of each other's lives, so I hope they get along well." "Don't worry. He's very excited to meet her. He even asked me to name her personally. I picked out a few, depending on whether it was a boy or girl. I'll let you pick with Von Pack when he gets here," I said. "He did what?" She was shocked. Not just her, though. I saw Luric's eyes widen too. His feathers even got ruffled. "You are going to name my child?" "Is that a good idea?" Luric asked. "I'm aware that some of the Nume you named faced hardships and scorn." "By the time the kid is grown, all of that should be taken care of, and Von Pack was pretty adamant." "Will you really do it, Jake?" Vindicta asked, stunned. "If you'll let me." "Please! Yes, please!" she nearly screamed. The baby made a noise like chirping or singing. "Oh, I woke her up." Vindicta spread her wings and laid the cloth holding the baby in it gently on the ground, then fluttered down beside her. She pulled the knot aside with one claw, and a tiny little blue and black beak poked out from the piled rag. "Shh, shh. It is okay, little one. All is well." "Is she okay?" I asked. "Perhaps she is hungry," Luric suggested. "No, all my shouting simply startled her." She rubbed her beak along the baby's beak, and it settled. "There we go, all better. You know, on my world, bird songs are seen as very good things." "Songs can be good or bad. It is their nature," Luric said. "Well, I would rather my hatchling not sing anything other than happy songs." A flapping noise came from outside the room, and Von Pack flew in. Before he even landed, he said, "Vindicta, my soul." "Von Pack," she said. He landed beside her, and they pressed their heads together. That was when Von Pack saw the baby on the ground next to Vindicta. "Is this?" "She is." It was a tearful reunion. I got misty-eyed, even saw Luric turn his head and cough to stop a voice crack, or remarking how cute the baby was. It was a tiny little thing, fluffy too, all covered in light blue down feathers. "Jake," Von Pack said quietly, "what we talked about, are you ready?" "Yeah, I already explained it to Vindicta. Since she's a girl, I have 3 names that could work. I'll let you 2 pick." They both nodded. "Asta, Amora, and Kanta. Do any of those sound good?" "Ooh, they are all nice," Vindicta said. "I like Asta." "Do you have anything that starts with the same sound as ours? Since both our names do, I was hoping we could have her start with one as well," Von Pack asked. I thought for a second. All the names I chose meant love in other languages, or were pretty close to it. A V sound. Maybe Valentina? "That has such a nice sound to it," Vindicta said. "I like it too," Von Pack agreed. "All right then," I said, and kneeled down next to the 3 of them. What happened next felt... I hesitate to say familiar for obvious reasons, but it was something Zachariah did many times in his life. A formal naming ritual he participated in. "Pal Sune Valentina." "Draconic?" Luric asked. "Yeah," I said. "I did not expect you to perform a traditional naming ritual, Jake. You have my family's thanks," Von Pack said, and bowed deeply. Even Vindicta did too. "Where did you learn such an old tradition? Did Suma teach it to you?" Vindicta asked. "No, a lot has changed in the last year or 2, I said. They said thanks again, and Luric and I gave them some privacy to speak. We went to another room just as the refreshments Luric had ordered arrived. I grabbed a few fruit, avoiding Luric's "I told you so" look he and Von Pack shared on the way out. "Sentinel, where did you learn that old tradition?" he asked, fluttering alongside me as he led me to another room. His house was a maze of hallways with no doors, only carved in the stone, which made everything look exactly the same to me. From my... Zachariah's memories, he performed it a lot when he was alive. "Did he?" he asked, surprised. "Yeah, only the dragons could give out names back then, and after they left. He was the only one the people felt comfortable asking. The nobility did not want to risk their magical power waning, and the commoners could not name themselves, so it fell to him." "Much like today," he noted. "Who taught him?" "Ashem," I said. Luric nearly forgot to flap his wings and dropped over 3 feet before catching himself. "What?" "Yeah. The Dragon King?" "No one called him that, but yes." "Jake, Queen Ampera wished to speak with you immediately. I must summon you," Suma said suddenly, for our connection. "Okay, I'm ready," I said. "Sorry, Luric, Suma is summoning me." "Okay, but I would be very interested in discussing this with you later," he insisted. "Sure," I agree. "I summon you, Sentinel!" I heard Suma's voice, and felt that feeling of weightlessness wash over me as the darkness enveloped me on all sides. Then, I kind of felt like I got caught by something. "Is that Zachariah I sense?" a voice called from the darkness.